Do you eat breakfast right after waking up? Like you go to the kitchen as soon as possible after stepping out of your bed? If you're doing that, then this video is for you. Today we're going to discuss whether it is healthy or not eating breakfast right after waking up. Hello to everyone, my name is Tommy. I'm a human nutrition student and researcher at the university. My job here is to spend a lot of time consuming content about the health topic, which I love, so you don't have to. And then I explain and teach you the best and most valuable information you need to know. So today we talk about whether it is healthy or not, consume breakfast, have breakfast right after stepping out of your bed. The quick answer is no. And why not? And why I don't do it? Even if I have breakfast in the morning, which is not every single day, but when I do not eat breakfast right after waking up. Why is that? Well, you have to know that when we wake up because of one hormone, one important hormone, which is cortisol. Cortisol is an hormone that promotes inflammation. This inflammation will wake us up. This is the good type of inflammation. Do not mistake it for the chronic inflammation that it's persistent, and we do not want that. Cortisol, what it does is it elevates the blood sugar levels. It elevates the glycemia. And because of that, we wake up. So cortisol is the guy that wakes us up, not really your mother or the alarm. Cortisol. The problem starts when we add insulin into the equation, because insulin is a counter hormone of cortisol. Why? Because insulin lowers the glycemia. So as you can see there is an opposition. What the body should do? Raise the glycemia because of cortisol or lower it down because of insulin? And insulin, of course, is stimulated by carbohydrates, and majority of people are going to have carbohydrates with their breakfast. Especially if those carbohydrates have a high glycemic index, they create confusion to the body, as you see. And this confusion will develop into a pro-inflammatory state. And guess what? Inflammation is something we do not want, because inflammation is the activation of the immune system. And in this case, those carbohydrates with inflammation will be easily stored as fat. So as you can see, this is the big problem. Carbohydrates. Because cortisol, we need cortisol to wake up. But if we have those carbohydrates and we trigger the insulin and cortisol, they are not really friends. So what should we do then? We have three options here. The first one is just skip breakfast and go for lunch, promoting that intermittent fasting window of maybe 16 hours. Why not? The second one is to wait at least 40 minutes after waking up before having breakfast. Because thing is, when you wake up, you have high cortisol. But then with the time, it will lower, it will get down. And 40 minutes is enough time to let the cortisol drop to normal levels. And then after those 40 minutes, you can have your breakfast. And the third option is, if you cannot wait really 40 minutes after waking up, the best thing you can do is to have breakfast without carbohydrates. Because if you don't have carbohydrates, you're not going to trigger insulin very much, and that pro-inflammatory state in which we have high insulin and high cortisol will not happen. I know what you're probably saying right now. How can I have breakfast without carbohydrates? I want my oats, my bread, my cereals. And I understand you. But you have to know that there is a diet that indeed quits every type of carbohydrate. They keep carbohydrates so low that indeed you stimulate ketosis, and that is the ketogenic diet. So if you want to have some ideas for breakfast with no carbohydrates, just look for a keto breakfast. You will find something for sure. Since I know that keto is not for everyone, my recommendation is to follow the second rule, which is to just wait 40 minutes. This is the option that will benefit most people, because it's easier to adapt to this type of eating, just waiting 40 minutes, than skipping breakfast and go for lunch, or eating a keto breakfast right after waking up. This is it, this video is over. I hope you learned something new from this, and if you did, share it to your friends and family to let them know as well that eating breakfast right after waking up is not really healthy. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Ciao!